Good evening and thanks for joining us. They've been called invisible women, the hundreds of missing and murdered Aboriginal women in this country, and the numbers are worse than anyone thought. In a comprehensive report, the RCMP say 1,181 Aboriginal women have been murdered or have gone missing since 1980. Aboriginal women make up 4.3% of the female population, yet in 2012 they accounted for 23% of murdered women. The numbers are most disproportionate on the prairies. 28% of female victims in Alberta are Aboriginal, 55% in Saskatchewan, 49% in Manitoba. That's where today's report was released.
We're seeing the same overall overrepresentation of Aboriginal victims here as we are in the rest of the country, probably 3 to 4 times what it should be.
It is a fact families of the missing and murdered women have known for years. And as Vashi Capello reports, each one has a heartbreaking story. Most have been ignored.
Maria Jacko has spent 6 years staring at this poster. On September 6, 2008, Jacko's niece Maisie and her friend Shannon left to go to a party. They never came back.
It's frustrating because things weren't getting done, like there was no Amber Alert on them.
The teenagers vanished without a trace, leaving all their belongings. Frustrated with a lack of answers from authorities, the girl's family set up a website and put up a reward. Still, nothing.
It's hard because, like, where are we going to start looking for answers?
Some answers are provided in a new RCMP report. It shows Maisie and Shannon aren't alone. There are 225 unsolved cases of missing and murdered Aboriginal women.
88% of the Aboriginal female homicides are solved, and 89% of the non-Aboriginal female homicides have also been solved.
But Aboriginal victims are more likely to die a violent death, know their killer, and be intoxicated at the time of death. That doesn't surprise John Fox. His daughter Cheyenne died last April falling from a 24th floor balcony. Police say it was a suicide, but Fox's family insists it was murder. They've lost faith in the authorities and don't think the RCMP report will change much.
I have no hope for that whatsoever. The only one that can bring action to this is the grassroots people.
The grassroots has long called for a national inquiry. Advocate Audrey Huntley has been studying the issue for decades.
In order for it to be meaningful, it would really have to be led by the people, primarily women, who have been doing this work.
RCMP won't comment on an inquiry, but say they'll use the new data to target high-risk areas and possibly rededicate resources. Maria Jacko hopes the new data does even more.
I hope that more Canadians are aware that this is a big problem in our own backyard, and it needs to be looked at and it needs to be fixed.
The RCMP says it will track the progress of any initiatives taken as a result of this study using performance plans or report cards. Whether those are made public, though, we'll have to wait and see. Donna.
Okay, Vashi, thanks. There have been many calls to elevate this topic on the national agenda, as Vashi said, to hold a national inquiry into missing and murdered women. The Harper government has always said no. Today, the only response to the RCMP report was a statement. The Justice Minister said one missing person is one too many. And he said information gathering and discussions may help, but police investigations, new tools and techniques, as well as preventative preemptive programming are what deliver tangible results. The opposition disagrees.
They're doing nothing on this important issue. Across Canada, people realize that this is a problem that we've got to stop sweeping under the rug and start looking at carefully and honestly, and with an honest examination of conscience for what it means for the country as a whole.
There is much more detail in today's RCMP report. You can find a breakdown of the numbers on our website, globalnews.ca.